Hello friends, Andy here for WhatCulture Wrestling, back again with your daily news update, and that little piss, the content cow, just won't leave me alone, so let's get him milked. Story number one, and it's something WWE have been leaning towards since a certain heel turn was universally rejected at SummerSlam. Among other sources, Brian Alvarez of Wrestling Observer Radio reckons that WWE are heading towards a big double turn at this Sunday's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and surprise, surprise, it's going to be in the SmackDown Women's title match. Now this makes all the sense in the world because evil Becky Lynch has seen nothing but raucous cheers since turning heel, while Charlotte has had swaves of crowds just turn against her. SummerSlam was actually kind of hilarious in a way because as Charlotte was sitting there crying her eyes out at the betrayal, the crowd were cheering what had actually happened, but to be fair to WWE, they have made a few adjustments since then. Becky feels like more of an anti-hero than anything else at the moment, while Charlotte, well, the company have really been building up her sense of entitlement, adding credence to the argument that she's becoming a female Roman Reigns. More than anything else, this story is probably just a product of common sense, so let's hope it happens. Nobody wants to boo Becky, and Charlotte is a great heel. Number 2, and this one's all about Mick Foley, who my esteemed colleague Adam Wilborn will be interviewing today, so keep an eye out for that on the channel. Anyway, the big man was added to Braun Strowman vs Roman Reigns as a special guest referee on this week's Raw, raising many an eyebrow around the world. Foley, of course, was largely responsible for making the stipulation famous in the first place, but it felt like a random out-of-the-blue addition, and more worryingly, it led to speculation that he might actually take a bump inside the cell. Fortunately, and thank God for this has now been ruled out, with Dave Meltzer claiming that Foley is banned from taking any kind of bump inside the cell. Foley's old, he's beaten up, he's had a hip replacement, so of course he'll be taking it easy, and Meltzer claims that the reason he was added to the match was so that WWE could promote his one-man network special, which airs after the pay-per-view. I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief there, even if adding a guy to a match just to sell a network special is kind of lame, but classic WWE, really. And finally, Chris Jericho. Remember the time he said he wouldn't be willing to work for another North American wrestling company out of respect for Vince McMahon? Load of bollocks. He showed up at All In disguised as Pentagon Jr., and now he's told Busted Open that there's a chance he could even work the upcoming Madison Square Garden show, which is of course a collaboration between Ring of Honor and New Japan. Now that would obviously be quite a brazen, bold move, as the G1 Supercard takes place over WrestleMania weekend, which I can't imagine McMahon will be too happy about. I mean, let's be honest, the competition situation in wrestling means that Jericho himself probably isn't going to threaten WWE's business, but regardless, it's great to see him taking his destiny into his own hands and doing what he wants as a freelancer. He's still IWGP Intercontinental Champion, and Lord knows when he'll actually defend that belt, but Jericho is doing his thing at the moment, and it's a breath of fresh air. Anyway guys, that's all for today. Be sure to let us know what you think of a potential Charlotte and Becky double turn, Mick Foley's involvement in the Hell in a Cell match, and of course, Chris Jericho as a freelancer down in the comments below. And once you've done that, head over to whatculture.com/WWE and check out some of the great content dropping daily from the great men Jamie Kennedy, Benjamin Richardson, Michael Hamflett, and my dad, Michael Sidgwick. You'll have a great time. I've been Andy, and I'll see you later.